Hey everybody, it is Thursday, so we already know what time it is. It is time for another episode of Crystal Talks Cancer, and I'm excited today because we have a special guest who is going to come on and kind of just have the conversation with me. So tonight we're going to be talking about holidays and how they have differed since going through the journey or since being diagnosed with cancer. So I'm excited and we're going to get started. When you come into the room, please let me know that you are here. And if you're watching this as a rerun, you're going to go ahead and fast forward probably about 10 minutes because the time for me now is actually 7:51 and
I am seeing you.
it's 7:51 here, so make sure that you fast forward up until 8 o'clock. That's when we will have the official start of our live. So you know I take time to make sure that I cross post here on social media, so that is the purpose for me coming live early so that everyone can see and come into the room and have a seat and get started for a very inspirational conversation. So make sure that you're sharing the live and that you're cross posting it for me. And like I said, let me know when you are in the room. So let me start. Let me start. I am so excited about our guest tonight. Y'all, I'm on here looking all lopsided and heavy at the top. Hold on, let me see. See some people on here. Let's get some people on here. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. We have a couple technical difficulties happening right now, so I was muted. I hope that you guys can hear me. If y'all can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. If you're in the room, I see that we have a couple people here already. We typically start at 8. I try to start as early as 7:45, getting everybody in the room. And I've been cross-posting and trying to make sure that our guests can get on. And we're having just a little bit of technical difficulties here tonight. But we're definitely going to make this happen because this is going to be one powerful live, okay? Because I was fed the other day when we had the conversation about her coming on live tonight. So if you are unsure about what tonight's live is about, we are going to be discussing what holidays are like, or Mother's Day for a lot of us, what Mother's Day and holidays are like after going through the diagnosis. And as we know, a lot of times when we're having a discussion about something, it doesn't just stay at the surface level. Like we talk about that, and then whatever else comes up comes out. So I hope that you're able to stay here and have this conversation with us because it's definitely something that is needed. It is something that a lot of people don't understand. Like, why am I feeling anxious? Or why do I feel like a heavy sense of survivor's guilt or remorse or whatever the case is? And we're not going to have just a whole heavy conversation, but it's definitely going to be one that you guys do not want to miss. And so just please bear with us while we get everything situated. Um, Today has been a day, and I will be honest when I tell you that emotions have been high, and that's why I know for sure that this live is going to be powerful tonight. So just bear with me because I don't know why we're having technical issues getting on. Let's see, trying to see. I love you, and thank you for hearing me earlier. Trying to see y'all. If you're in the room, please let me know that you're here. Can you hear me, Meg? Yes, I can hear you. I was trying to find you on here. So you guys will hear our guest because she's on my laptop. That's why I had the live muted earlier, so that we could figure out what's going on. And it's crazy because we just did a mock and we got on the mock just fine. And now it's time for the actual live and we're having a couple of issues. But guys, it's gonna happen. Y'all just bear with us and give us a moment. Please let me know how everyone's day is. How was your day? What happened? Give me a good thing that happened today. Um, how was your Mother's Day? Celebrated Mother's Day. What was it like for you this year? Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight, Cassie. Davina, thank you for joining us. Like, I'm waiting. I know Paula will be here in a minute. I did tag her. Please make sure you guys share this, cross post it. You never know who needs to hear it. Let's see. Okay, I'm hearing. And there's an echo. Okay. Okay. I just muted on the other device, so I can't hear you now, Maggie. But can you log out on your phone, or just go out of the live on your phone and come back in? Because I was sending you a request to join, but for some reason, when I sent the request to join, it said that you were no longer available to join. So I don't know what that was about. So let's see. Uh, how was everybody's week? I need the positive energy. Um, I need the positive energy. I need to know how everybody is doing. Cassie said my day was pretty good. I went to Bible study and I am now hanging with my little broke besties, my little broke homies. Those them the best homies sometimes is the ones that they broke. That mean they young. And that means that they're giving you more than what money can buy in this season. Good evening, Paula. And I'm gonna be honest, like energy today has been a little it's a little low. Um I know we talk a lot about the realness of this journey here, so I'm comfortable. Maggie, I sent you another request to join and it says adding and I think you are here. Look at God, won't he do it?
Yeah, I think I can
You are
see.
here. You are here. We are here. Okay. So
Oh, wonderful.
we're here. I'm gonna hang up on Messenger now. So let me straighten up my camera. Um, but we talk about the realness of the journey, right? And many of you know parts of the journey for me have been like just pretty emotional. And I've learned where I am um in the journey that a lot of times I'm not forthcoming with all of the ladies that I help in one way or another. Um, because I don't want to worry anybody, but in that I want to find solutions to my own situation so that I can be of better help and service to them if for whatever reason they may find themselves in that said same position. And let me tell y'all something. Today was one of those anxious days, and it just came out of nowhere, and it was really emotional. And I don't know, it's something, and I'm gonna be really forthcoming with you guys. And I wasn't gonna say anything until next week, but tomorrow I get deported. Okay, so a lot of you know, like right after you go through the journey, like the first thing that a lot of doctors do, they take your report. Well, my oncologist knew that it was more so of a mental thing for me because the initial diagnosis was stage 4. But God, real quick, she changed it. She went and reviewed everything and they diagnosed me with stage 3. And so it
She
was
changed it. She went and reviewed everything and they
Maggie,
diagnosed
can you mute? Can you
and
mute one of the devices? Um, stage it was stage 3. Well, now you know my oncologist, she listens to her patients. She listens to our thoughts and our feelings, and that's one thing that I love and respect about her. Um, and long story short, she was like, "Okay, we'll do scans and this, that, and the other so that you're comfortable to get your port removed." And it seemed like every time I got ready to get the thing out, it was always something. And I was like, okay. And now the time has come. The appointment has been set, and I go and I get it removed tomorrow. And I have noticed this past week, there has been a lot of anxiety. There has been a lot of emotions behind it. And I'm like, is this normal? Like, what's really going on? And again, I give myself grace because I do recognize and I understand that a lot of the anxiety, a lot of the depression, and things that one experiences in this season, a lot of it is actually medical and it's things that we cannot control. So with that being said, I had a moment today. I had so it's an overwhelming journey. Everybody's journey is different, but I don't know. I feel like I've been grieving today. Okay, I just feel, and now it was a long day, and I'm here. And I thank God for being here because we're going to still show up regardless of whatever we're going through. We're going to show up and we're going to reach back and help others navigate through this journey because even though I'm in a place, I remember where some of you have been throughout this journey. And I'm going to be here on Thursday, okay? Because I told God that's what I was going to do. And I'm going to be obedient with my word. But anyway, that's enough about me and my day and my babbling. I just wanted to give you guys that. But for those of you who are new here, I want you to know that this is a safe space and we have community. We have conversation about any and everything. There's no such thing as a crazy question. So ask your questions, interact in the comments. Make sure that you are following my page so that you can get all the updates on all future lives and guests. And yeah, make sure if you can, I know that you can do this. Make sure that you share this because you never know who needs to hear it. And if at all possible, please send stars. Stars actually help us get on the algorithm so that these lives can reach the people that it needs to reach. And yeah, I think that's about it. Everybody's journey is different. The things that we're talking about here are not meant to discourage, but encourage you, motivate you, and inspire you to keep running this race and to let you know that you are not alone. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started. Tonight, we have the beautiful Maggie from Gardner's house. Hey, Maggie, how are you doing?
I am well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for agreeing to donate your time in this conversation tonight. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Paula, for inviting her and for introducing us and just being the blessing that you are. Um, I'm going to give you the floor, Maggie, just to introduce everybody. Introduce yourself to everyone and let them know what you do.
Hi, everyone. First, thank you, Crystal. And let me give thanks to God for this wonderful opportunity for me to be on your show. And it was designed to be here today. The devil was trying. Man, he was trying. I couldn't see you. You couldn't see me. I hear you. You couldn't hear me. But whatever God ordained, it has to be done. So, as Crystal said, my name is Maggie Gardner. I am a two-time breast cancer survivor. I am also the founder and CEO of Gardner's House. Gardner's House is an organization that was created to address basic needs for families who are going through cancer and even those who have come through. Um, One of the things that I discover in my second round of cancer is that resources, basic needs were not readily available. And because of that, it was really like 100 times more difficult to be able to survive and recover um, from the cancer and also from the emotional distress. So that's how Gardner's House was born. It was literally like giving birth to a kid, and here we are. And I get to meet you.
That's amazing. And there's so many beautiful things that can come out of seasons of pain. And I think that's one of the most encouraging part for me, like to see you doing what you're doing and to hear the things that you're doing for the community. And I hear about the Sour South Teas and all of the events and things that you have in the support group and all, like it motivates me and it shows me and those of us who are coming behind you that there is beauty from a season of pain. And I just want to thank you for just reaching back because it's not, and I think we kind of brushed on this the other night when we were talking. I don't think people realize it's really not as easy as they think it is to continue to reach back, but it's necessary, especially when you're still going through it yourself. So thank you for everything that you're doing and just being an inspiration to others. Um, so
You're welcome.
we're we're gonna just jump into the chat, and I just want y'all to know if there's anything that you may need guidance on, tonight is definitely the night to drop that in the chat. I have my laptop. You guys, if you've been watching me long enough, you know that I am. What do they say? I am the team. Okay, so I have my laptop in my lap, and so if you're not comfortable with asking the question online, out in the open, send me an inbox message and I will make sure that we answer whatever that question or that thing is that you need to unpack tonight. And I say tonight is the night to ask that question because I've been out of the chemo side of the journey for a little while, but Miss Maggie has been out longer than me. So I'm still learning from her as well. So we can have these conversations and get this out. But we are going to be respectful with her time tonight. So I want to just go ahead and just get started. Um, so the topic tonight is what what is holidays like for you? So Maggie, what have you heard? Because some of the ladies that I talk to or mentor through their journey, when it comes down to holidays, and even for myself, like holidays are different. Some holidays I remember, and then some holidays are just days to me. Like the significance is being alive, but there's no real celebration. There's, for me, especially for Mother's Day, there was joy because I was surrounded by other people, but it was also a time of reminiscing about those who did not make it to Mother's Day. So I went through this roller coaster of emotions, and I noticed that a lot of other ladies were kind of down and quiet, like just not themselves for the holidays. How are the holidays, or what have people told you about holidays after diagnosis?
That I was thinking about that today after you mentioned to me, and I was trying to recall when I was the first time I it was not so bad. The reason for that is I love Christmas. So I was able to at least hang up a curtain or put some lights or something. But the second time when I was diagnosed and the trauma came, the trauma of not being able to provide rent, as I say, basic needs. The cancer itself, I really didn't remember a lot about it because my focus was on surviving, literally surviving. And so the holidays never even factor. It's like everything just rolled into one because all I can know is that I wake up in the morning and because I did not want to be alive, I'll be honest. So days didn't really have any meaning for me because the way how I never know that people can be treated in such a poorly manner that it messes with your self-esteem. So whether I didn't even know when holiday comes from when it goes. It's just I just go from one day to the next. And um so that part I never so I was trying to go back into my subconscious to see if I can recognize a holiday and I can't. But from observation of folks that are being diagnosed, it depends on where you are, where your status is, whether you are the breadwinner, whether you are a mom, whether you are um you have a full-time job. So it depends on where your status is. One of the things is that I observe is that guilt because you're using usually providing, let's say toys or whatever for Christmas, and then you can't because money is tight. And I said, especially if you're the breadwinner, you have to cut back on a lot of things. And that in itself, just not being able to provide what you would normally do, that in itself can be extremely stressful. And then you start putting pressure on yourself and you start feeling your self-esteem start dropping because you feel worthless, you feel like you're failing your children, and that then depression step in. So that's something else that you have to deal with. And that in itself can really, really break you. So it either you um retreat from doing something or try to do your best just so that you can feel good about being a provider or a mom. The other thing is that it depends on how you feel that morning when you wake up. And Thanksgiving, everybody, let's say that you were the person who baked the turkey and the stuffing and all of that, and you're always on top, you're always solving problem. Now you've been diagnosed and your emotions are all over the place because life as you know it is no more. So now you have to go and figure out, why am I feeling this way? You know, and then everybody, you may or may not tell some people, but they are expecting you to be you, the you that they knew before the cancer. And because of that, that's another added set of pressure. So instead of going among the family, you stay home, or you go there and you pretend. That's what we do. We put on a mask, we pretend like everything is okay, but we are dying inside. And if they only see a little difference about you, somebody will question you, and they might question you at the wrong time, and then it just upset you all over. And then they think, well, what's wrong with her? She used to be this, she used to be that. And that mess up your whole day. So holidays, and then if you have a support system, you have finance and all of that, yeah, and you have good people around you, even if you're in pain or in you mentally you're not there, that can be comforting also to you, having people who believe in you, who don't doubt you, who don't put you down, who understand what you're going through. And maybe some of these people never even done that before, your friends, your family. So that is the positive side, but mostly that comes along, it's the negative side, the side that you don't know what to do, you're feeling helpless, and things are not the same. I can't do this, I can't bake. If I start baking something, I forgot, it burn up. So it's quite a journey when holidays come, and you put pressure on yourself. Sometimes people are not putting pressure on you, but you put pressure on yourself because you want to, quote unquote, be that person that everybody wants you to be, or that you used to be. So it depends in which area that you're coming from, and what kind of holiday, you know, like Mother's Day. It will get more emotional if your mom is not around, and I'm telling you, when you've been diagnosed, and whether you are in chemo, radiation, or what, just the diagnosis itself traumatize you, right? It traumatizes you, and then for so no reason, without anybody saying anything, you start crying. And a lot of people, me, I used to just cry everywhere, anytime, because I couldn't hold it in. And when you try to go against your feeling, that that don't really work. That is more trauma for you. So even not having your mom around on Mother's Day, and now knowing that you need her, that can really put a lot of strain on you. And those who have their mom and they come over, that can be comforting. So it varies. It varies, but it's real. It is very, very real, the emotions, and how what we tell ourselves and what we allow people to say to us. And as I say to Crystal, I give you permission to have a bad day. I give you permission to feel the way you feel, because this is not something that you just say, okay, today I'm going to feel this way, feel that way. And as I said to her, there's no manual to tell us when to feel, why we're feeling. And that is why having support group and having positive, good people in your corner can really make it a little bit less, terrifying and so stressful.
And I will say everything. I just I had to listen because everything that you just said, and it to me it's not holiday. It's not based on a holiday, right? It's been my everyday in
Mm-hmm.
this season where I am. And I know, and then I know y'all are gonna say it's not true, but I want you to understand when you're used to financial stability and you're used to being able to get up and just go and figure it out and bounce back, like that resilience that's in you. But then it's like you're fighting your body, you're fighting your mental, and then you're looking at your kids. Like I have two kids. One has autism, and he's like two kids by himself, y'all. And y'all probably hear him even while we're on this live. But it's like so many things pushing and pulling. Life is completely different from what it was and where it is now, and it's like a crippling feeling. Although I recognize that it's only a season, going through is one of the hardest things, and it's hard when you're surrounded by people who don't really understand. And when you are the person who's going through and you don't, I've gotten to the point, and I think I told you this other night, Maggie, where I started isolating because I felt misunderstood, right? I feel like where I'm telling people, like I'm fighting the mental, the emotional, and when I'm using words and phrases and terms like PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and it's not that I want to feel this way, you just don't understand. Like people don't understand. It's not something that you wake up and you're like, oh, I want to be anxious today. Let me go over here and have a panic attack or let me have a thought about something or get a phone call or a message from a bill collector and I'm just going to break down because it's not something that we ask for. And I've been going through this spiral where I felt like, even with my children, like, am I failing my children in this season? Because God,
Mm-hmm.
this is heavy. And I'm trying to hold it, y'all. I do not want to cry on this live tonight. But it's heavy, and some of the thoughts that come along with it, some of the emotions, but you get up every day, you're intentional and you focus and keep moving. And for me, it's like when the holidays came, it wasn't so much as me focusing on myself at that time. There has been three people this two last year that really women that really affected me emotionally. And then two two that I could physically touch, and then two that lived that I met on social media that are not here and they have children. So my mind went to, oh my God, I'm thankful, but then like they're not here with their children. So then I'm spiraling, right? But these are normal emotions, and I'm telling y'all, when I talked to Maggie the other night, she was basically running down what I have been suppressing and not really, I'm not going to say suppressing and not dealing with because I go to therapy, but I'm dealing with other things as well. We have marriages, we have financials, we have children, we have all of the things as women that we're dealing with, and we can't stop and focus on this one thing because all of this other stuff just piles up and it gets heavier. And so I'm listening and we're talking and I'm just like, I'm not crazy. And I think I told you that the other night. I was like, you made me realize like I'm not crazy. And I know this, right? I already know this. I know this. But it's
Mhm.
hearing somebody who's further along the journey than I am that reminds me, like, no, this is normal. What you're feeling and what you're thinking is normal because I experienced certain things and I can tell other people that part is normal. But where I'm at, Maggie just poured into me and she reminded me that she went through it, but she got through it as well. And it's a daily practice. Like healing is a daily journey. Some people feel like you go to therapy for a few months and then you're healed.
Mhm.
You don't deal with anxiety anymore. You don't deal with depression. You're just happy
Mhm.
all the time. That's not the reality.
Mhm.
It's a journey. Just like cancer is a journey. Healing is a journey. It's a journey. Paula said, I remember feeling terrible, uncomfortable because I was bald and had to wear a mask. I couldn't attend holiday events that were at my house due to COVID. And had to wear. And that's another thing, like going through, and I remember going through with while going through treatment. And the crazy part for me is a lot of holidays, for some reason, I remember being in the hospital because my surgery, like I think for Thanksgiving, I had a surgery, and then around Christmas time or something like that, I had another surgery. So it was like I was either on chemo, like getting like not getting treatment on the holiday, but recovering from treatment on the holidays, or I was doing surgery, even with birthdays and things like that. So yeah, I mean, and then going through all of this during the time of COVID, that's a whole nother thing. Um, Kathy said, "Mom, Maggie, you're so knowledgeable."
Mm.
Joan said, "This is my first Mother's Day without my mom. It was so difficult." And uh, Kathy said, "Therapy helps. Yeah, it really does. It helps." And thank you,
Yes.
Paula. Thank you. And you know the crazy thing, I said holidays, right? Like we were talking about holidays, but this is like things that we're learning to navigate through on a regular basis. Like anybody, and I think I asked this question quite a bit here. Anybody here, um, did you deal with anxiety or depression before diagnosis? Put it in the chat for me if you dealt with anxiety or depression, or if you did not deal with it before going through the journey, if you don't mind sharing. And I'm asking this question because I feel like I didn't know what anxiety was before going through breast cancer. Maggie, did you deal with anxiety or anything of that nature before?
No, no. That's why it was so strange for me. And I felt lost because I was this strong person, always solving people problem, helping people, you know. I mean, yeah, I get upset, sometimes you have a husband to get on your nerves and all of that stuff, but nothing to the point where I felt like I did not want to live, right? So this journey, this thing called cancer, and that is why I said, because the first time I didn't, even when I had the cancer, I was able to carve out Mondays was my day, right? Because I had a job. I even went back to work too early. I had money so I can pay my rent. I had a nice place. And so I was able to focus mind and body together. So yes, I had mood swings and everything because even as I said, getting the news can be very traumatic. But I was kind to my boss at work, so they were the ones that went with me to be my eyes and my ears and my mouth, you know. So I was able to look out for myself and heal and get back to my resident because I worked in assisted living. And when I got back there, they were so thankful that I was back. Some of them who never wanted to stand up, they say, "Oh, I can't stand up." They they were standing up because they wanted me to be there with them. And then some would open up to me and say they're cancer survivor. So depression, I didn't need a therapist. But the second time around, 2007, 2008, that's when trauma, when I lost just about everything. I left from here, went to England, and, and then I had to come back to America because the cancer came back. And there the marriage did not work out. I was treated very poorly, and I knew something was going to happen to me. And that is where that's where the depression came in. I mean, I cannot describe it. And I'm going to let you guys know. As Crystal just said, I am still, I got a psychiatrist and a psychologist, you know, and I still see them once a month. One that give me the medication, I see him like every 3 months. But the other one, the therapist, I have to see her once a month. So in our culture, it become like a stigma. They say you're crazy. So I said, yeah, I'm already crazy because I've been through all that stuff. I mean, goodness gracious. So going to see a therapist, and that's why I encourage people to go see somebody, and you have to be comfortable with them. And don't let anybody deter you to say, well, oh, we don't do that. And yes, we do, because we need somebody who don't know us, who cannot compare our past with the present, and who would give us tools to use, and who would not judge you when you can't accomplish your task that they give. So I still have to go, because trauma, even if it calmed down or you're managing it all, there are triggers everywhere, you know. So I want to encourage everybody who's listening to me and thinking and ifing and butting about it, whether you're a cancer survivor or you go through something horrible, ask your doctor to refer somebody to you. And if you're not comfortable with that person, ask for somebody else, because you want to be yourself. I remember I just go to therapy and I cried. I just sit there and cried for the whole time. And she just let me cry, you know, and I cried and I cried. And I was apologizing, and she's like, no, don't apologize. So that was my beginning of my healing, along with helping other people. So, no, I did not have any depression. I didn't know what it was until I was diagnosed with the second set of cancer.
And see, I didn't know anxiety. I think toward my toward my diagnosis, I noticed that I was having episodes of anxiety, but I didn't know what it was. And they were not like as close together as they are now. Like some days I'm like my doctor told me, you'll have really high days and then you'll have really low days. And I'm just like okay, I don't like this. And it's exhausting. Like it is completely exhausting, but I didn't know any of this. And even with, I'm going to be honest and very transparent here, even as of lately, the depression has taken another level. Um, and this is why I do therapy twice a week now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it's like Maggie was saying, whenever you're able to thrive through the journey, because her first journey, she was thriving. Like her financials were in order and things were okay. When you're able to thrive through it, like I feel like that's like half the battle. But then when you're not, and I don't feel in this season that I have not been thriving through. And and I'm not going to say I haven't been thriving. I've been thriving through, but the financials are the things that have made it really challenging for me. And this is why I do the resource line. lives because y'all, it's real, real, real hard. Like you may not even see it as necessary in the beginning of your journey while you're going through chemo to look up grants and things and this and that. I'm telling you, that money and the opportunities for food and all of the other stuff that you can get while you're going through this, it is going to help your household so much more than you know. I personally did not have the option to even do these things because when I was diagnosed, again, I went through it during COVID. So this is me recognizing the problem and wanting to have the solution for you so that you don't have to get to this point. But we have to, like now, like for me, I have to back away sometimes. Like I've been in isolation here for probably a month. Not because I want to, but because it's so overwhelming. Like I have one thought and there's like 15, 20, 30 other things over here that I'm still thinking about and I'm having to deal with. And I get so overwhelmed that it's crippling. I'm not used to this. So when Maggie said, I thought that it was something wrong, it was unfamiliar. Like this is unfamiliar for me. And another thing that you said earlier, Maggie, when you were like people around you not really understanding, I've had to tell, my family, like, give me grace. If
Mhm.
nothing else, give me grace because the waters that I'm treading in right now are unfamiliar. And there are certain things, and a lot, I'm telling you, everything that Maggie said a minute ago, it resonated with me in a different way because this is where I am. And I had to, like, I had a conversation with someone. I'm not going to say who it was, but, they were saying little things about like the financials and the things. So, well, somebody has to make sure that they have this so that you can stay afloat. And I'm just sitting here thinking like, why are you talking to me like I'm not a responsible being? Like for the past 20 years, 15, no, about 20 something years, I've been out here in these streets by myself. Like we've been me and my husband been married for 15 years. We lived together a couple of years before we got married. So I've been responsible this whole time. So this is the one time that I'm really and truly going through it and not just going through it financially, but it's taking a toll on my mental and my emotional, and I need grace. I don't need you preaching to me and making me feel like I'm not responsible or I'm not taking care of what I need to take care of. And that's when I had to realize people can only understand from their level of comprehension. That's why I tell people, be mindful when you tell people, I understand. Because if you've never sat in those shoes, everybody's journey is different. You know, a lot of people say, like, it's hard for them and it's just them, right? I have a son that has autism, and then I have my oldest son who likes to go places and do things. He hasn't been able to go places and do things. He says things to me like, "Oh, is it because we don't have enough money?" My child came to me and was like asking in a way of I want to say concern, but he's like, "Do we not get to do things because we're poor?" And I'm like, "We're not poor, but as a child, my children don't understand that." So as a mother,
Mhm.
that broke me. Like it did something to me, and it made me feel some kind of way. And when I'm talking to people, it's just like, "Oh well, you can go jump out here and do this, or go try." And it's like, I don't think you understand. Like it's deeper than what you really realize. Like this runs deep, and it's unfamiliar. So isolation, Maggie, for me, has always been my coach to like shy away from people and regroup. But I'm even learning that that's unfamiliar for me right now. Like that's not working. I don't think it's working. So I don't even know. I don't know. Like, are y'all noticing anything about how you used to be able to cope and pick up the pieces versus now that you've gone through the journey and it's just not like that anymore?
Yeah, that is so true. As I said, you are no longer that person that you were before your diagnosis. So everything changes from your brain, the chemical in your brain, emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, everything changes. You have to figure out now how, who am I? Who, sometimes you can figure out, today, all right, I'm a loving person today, or maybe tomorrow now you feel angry, short patience. And I used to be so guilty with those feelings. I have to learn to give myself permission, feel them. They are part of your journey. And it's okay. Because one of the things that really did me in is what I blame myself. Self blame. Oh my goodness. I blame myself for everything, for going to England, getting married. I should have known better, da da da, and a whole lot of stuff. I blame myself. I never blame God for anything. That was one of the conscious, intentional thing that I did. I did not blame him for what happened to me. I blame myself. And I think that sent me further down into depression. Because when I look in the mirror, I didn't recognize me. I didn't like what I see. I couldn't stand who I saw in the mirror. So this thing is real. It is real. Sometimes even your physical body to get out of the bed, that normally you'd be like, boom, you jump out the bed and you take a shower, get the kids ready, and you go. Sometimes you just drag, and sometimes you just feel like breaking down and cry. Sometimes you feel helpless. Sometimes you said, oh Lord, what's going on? And if you don't have people around you that you can be yourself with, it's even harder. So those things that you're describing, they are real. This is not something that somebody went and studied in university. This is life that we are living. And that's why having a good support group around where you can be yourself. So I try to create this platform where people would not be ashamed, or people would not say, well, okay, I can't say this because, they might look down on me. People cry, know, just be who you are. And it's not everybody can do that based on where they are or who they're around. So it is a struggle. It is a struggle. And all these things that you guys are feeling, they are real as you see me sitting here. And don't let nobody tell you otherwise, because each person's journey is different, And as I described to you before, the first time with cancer and after, which is the second time. And I know for sure that these are two different lanes that you're in. And one of the things that you have to do, it's hard. There are some people that you'll have to tell them, okay, I'm not able to talk. And because there are some people that you have to go and pamper or try to build them up when you yourself is trying to build yourself up. And then there are negative people that always see the glass half empty when you're trying to show them the glass half full. So and that will bring you down. It will bring you down. So we have been through quite a bit, and whatever you're going through, just do your best to be true to yourself and how you feel. Even with the kids, you may not tell them the whole thing, but you have to do your best to tell them so they don't think, well, mom don't love me or dad don't love me, and why that's why they can't give me this or give me that. You know, just let them know things are different, and we have to cut back on certain things. They understand. Kids are very smart and very resilient. So just do your best and don't forget you. Do not forget you. Okay.
I'm not. And I hope that y'all don't forget yourself, because it's easy to get wrapped up and then you get exhausted and you don't want to move. I do want to take a moment, because I want to be obedient with time tonight, um, to offer whoever wants to come on and speak or say words or ask myself or Maggie a question. As we spoke a second ago, like I told y'all, tonight is for me as well. So if anybody would like to come on and speak any words of encouragement to those who are listening, or give Maggie her flowers while we are on live, uh, you have the opportunity to do so. Just send me a request to join, and I will add you here. Maggie, is there any other thing? And I do want to say, honey, you are gorgeous. And I should have started with that. You are
Thank you.
gorgeous. I should have started with that. And I look again. Oh, Kathy said, don't forget ourselves. Yes, don't forget ourselves. I do want to go up just a little bit and read. Um, oh, Paula, thank you. Paula said the picture you posted of your son today was super cute. Good job, Mom. Thank you so much, Paula, for that. Kathy said transformation. And it's definitely a transformation. I tell people all the time, I feel like this is a season of transition. God is working and He is moving. And I tell myself that the pain or the feelings and the emotions that I feel, I have to feel them because I can't help anybody if I don't understand how they feel.
Mm,
And that's why when Maggie say give yourself permission, I give myself permission to feel my pain. I give myself permission to be angry or to feel hurt or whatever it is. I give myself permission to feel those things because I am of no service if I don't feel for myself. I can't tell somebody how to deal with anxiety or depression if I don't allow myself to overcome it. And a lot of times, what I learned, especially in therapy now, is I've suppressed things for a long time.
mhm,
And now that I'm working it out in therapy, it goes all the way back to when I was younger.
mhm,
You're not healing. You're not healing if you're suppressing. So the goal here is to not suppress your feelings, feel your feelings, give yourself permission, feel the emotions, have the meltdown, scream if you have to. Because, honey, I told one of my coworkers the other day, I said, I just want to go in the field and scream. And I was smiling and happy and just light and, giving everybody the jokes and everything because we're used to masking it. We're used
yeah.
to figuring it out and being able to just navigate. Yeah, I'm a mess right now, but I'm going to keep moving. We're used to doing that. So I was doing it and I just looked at her and I just smiled. I said, I want to go in the field and I just want to scream and cry.
Mhm.
And she was like, okay, are you okay? And I had to tell her, like, no, I'm a ball of anxiety right now. And she just gave me the biggest hug, and I couldn't do nothing but cry. So feel those emotions and allow yourself to get that grace. We wait for other people to give us grace, but sometimes we got to give ourselves grace. We can't wait for somebody else to give us grace. So I was trying to double check and see. I'm surprised Paul is not hitting that button to come on here tonight. Uh, Christine said, Denise said, we are survivors. We are. And even with that term, right? Even with the term survivors, I keep telling myself, like, I don't want to just survive. I want to thrive. I want to live the life that God intended for me. And in order to do that, we have to go through the motions and we have to heal and we have to be intentional about our healing and focus on whatever that thing that God has for us in this next season. Because we're going through it for a reason. We know this. It's like He allowed it for a reason. Whether He's trying to pull something out of us or He's trying to teach us something, so that we're better equipped and prepared for the next season. We're going through it for a reason. I wholeheartedly believe that. Even when I'm crying ugly, I believe that. And that is in my heart, deep down in my soul, because he showed up and he showed out whenever he's working. Um, Christine said, bless you both for your openness, honesty, and courage. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Um, and, and you as well, Denise. I'm seeing new faces, and I'm pretty sure everyone is in the support group for Gardner's House. Um, but yeah, just giving ourselves grace. I'm not gonna hold you guys on too long. I know Maggie probably has other things to do, unwind after a long day. Maggie, is there anything else that you would like to share or add before we get ready to end?
Uh, yes, I would like to encourage everybody, whether you're going through cancer or something. What I would like for you to do for yourself is to do some deep breathing. You inhale and hold it for a while. Well, not, probably count to 5. It depends on how long you can hold your breath, and then exhale slowly. That would help to calm you down when you're going through anxiety. I didn't know that when I was going through from the start. So sometimes I couldn't breathe. I couldn't breathe, and I feel like I want to pass out. So I go to Mr. Chambers mindfulness, and deep breathing helps. And gratitude. It's not easy to be grateful. I'm telling you, it's not. But do your best to, at least, even when you wake up in the morning or through the day, just be grateful. And that would help, because we serve a God that got us, in Psalms 91. There's so many promises there. And you can hold on to that. And not only that, but you have us at Gardner's House. Now that we link with Crystal, we are we are your sisters, and we are here to let you know that you're not alone. And whatever you're going through, you will come through. Because as I tell you, I had no idea that I would still be alive and looking this good.
Fabulous.
I am I am just grateful. It's a process, but you will. I promise you that. Do not give up. And if are not a survivor, even if you're survivors and you have extra, whether food, resources, you know somebody that's going through, don't ask them, oh, do you want this, or if you need anything to call me. Just put some money in an envelope and just give it, or drop some food off, if they have children, and do some groceries or pay a bill. That, trust me, every little bit helps. And that is what I try to do at Gardener's House. Even if I can't do the full amount, I try my best to at least help somebody, and then try to see if we can arrange with the light company or something like that. You know, because gratitude, and one of the things that I held on to was hope. Hope. Hope was my go-to while I was going through the dark times. The sound. I was in the valley. In the valley, he restored my soul. Sometimes you fall from the mountaintop into the valley, and it's okay. It's okay to be in the valley, because sometimes you just need to rest mentally, physically, spiritually, and then you get restored. It may take a while, and then you'll be able to climb. So wherever you are, wherever you land right now, it's okay. Do not do like me and blame yourself and feel guilty, because that will increase the depression. The self-esteem is going to drop further, and then your will for living would not be, you want to, because the easiest way, I worked in hospice, and I said to somebody, if I saw death was coming at that particular time, I would run straight to him because that was the easiest way. But God had other plans. So I want to encourage you to hang in there. This too will pass. This is a journey you're going through. And one day you'll look back and you'll smile and even laugh, like how you see we're laughing now. And just love yourself and give yourself permission. Whatever you go through, that whoever showed up, whoever self you have show up that day, it's okay. Just be yourself and just love on you. And try your best not to allow doubt to creep into your mind. It's You're gonna have a fight with that, but you'll manage. And as I said, you have Crystal. You can reach out to her, and reach out to us, and will just be and listen. You know. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to be on with you today, and I hope that something that I have said will encourage and lift somebody up, because that's my goal, is to lift people up, not to bring them down, because I don't want them to feel like what I felt, you know.
Yeah.
Just knowing that somebody loves you, somebody care about you, that can really help,
Yeah.
you know. So thank you very much.
And I want you to know that you definitely reached somebody today because you reached me for sure. Um, you know, it's an amazing feeling to know. And that's why I tell people it's a good thing to reach back, because where I am and where the ladies are that I help and I mentor, we're in two different places. And there's a lot of things that you and I have discussed that is like I wouldn't dare scare them with that, but I'm gonna try to shift certain things around so that they don't have to feel that. And so, like I told you earlier, I just appreciate you and everything that you do, and just for giving us the opportunity to have the conversation tonight and the transparency. And if you want to uh, let everyone know uh, how they can reach you or get in contact with Gardner's House if they need resources, or if they want to join, because I know that you do. Uh, Chemo brain is starting to get me a little bit because um, the group chats and um, calls, just in case they want to get in contact with you for that, for support as well. You can also reach out to me, but find Gardner's House, because there is a Facebook page for Gardner's House, correct?
Yes, we have Gardner's House, and then you have my personal Maggie Gardner, and we have, as I said, we have you. We also have our email, gardenershouse@yahoo.com, and our phone number is 860-206-7754. 860-206-7754. We do our best to assist, and we, just as you said, we had our South Up Tea Party. That was one of our fundraiser that we have, and whatever we raise goes right back into the community, because we don't have a paid staff. Everybody is volunteer. So as a small organization, we are like boots on the ground. And as I said to people, when you give, and if you need information without violating people's privacy, I can show you exactly what your donation has done. So many people has helped me save so many people's life. As I said to them, they don't see what I see, but behind me, they are the ones that are helping me. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who have supported us in whatever way. And those of you who can help others, do that. Do your best. Every little bit counts. In our world, every little bit counts. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, all donations for Gardner's House. Like she said, reach out, and I'm trying to figure out how to get link so that I can post it so that everybody can go and follow Gardner's House. And again, please support, because that is one of the things that is very much needed. Like the financials when you're going through this journey, it's crazy. Um, it, it's something that is needed, and to have organizations that actually step in and not only help you with the financials, but the mental, the emotional, and all of the things around, like that is unmatched. So please, if you can, get in contact with Gardner's House and make a donation. Help somebody, because there's a lot of people who are going through financial hardships in this season.
Mhm.
And even if they need support, like I'm here. Crystal Talks Cancer is here. Uh, I can connect you with other ladies and connect you with someone who's going through a journey similar to yours. Like that is the whole purpose of this. And with Gardner's House, even having the support group meetings, things of that nature. Like there is support here. We just have
Yeah.
to tap into it. So make sure that you tap into it and share it, so that others can tap into it as well. I just posted, I think I posted the link for Gardner's House. That's what I was trying to do, is post a link for Gardner's House so that you guys can see it. And Maggie, I thought it went. Can you guys let me know if you see it? If you click on it, if it'll go? Because for some reason it's not popping up on my computer. And I know I posted it in here.
Yeah, yeah, I saw something came up. We have the website. You can reach us there. Go www.gardnershouse.org. We also, as I said, if you can't get me, reach to Crystal. Crystal will get me. If you're interested in joining our support group, let us know and we'll get the information to you, because we just want to make sure whoever is coming on, because we don't want every and anybody to come on and people, because whatever stays said there stays there.
Yeah.
So that's why we give the link out to people who we know wants to come and join.
Yeah.
And we having our Birdies for Charities is another fundraiser. So we at Gardeners House are quite busy for June, May and June. And then our main fundraiser is our Pretty in Pink Ball in October. Crystal, but we're not giving up. I wish that you can come so you can be pretty in pink. so,
Listen,
so that's
I'm very
our main
intentional about my
fundraiser.
prayers and what I ask God for. So I'm gonna pray about that one, and I pray that one day that I am able to come and see all of the amazing things that you're doing in Gardner's House, and to hug you and to hug Paula and some of the other ladies, because I think I met Davina on Facebook on accident. But God, you know, I'm excited. Um, it was something else I was gonna say, but Chemo Brain just took that and ran with it. It went like it was there, and I was trying to get to it, and it's gone. But oh,
Uh,
I can't wait for you to come back and share your story, your personal journey with
yeah,
everyone. That'll be another time to have you back and to just follow up with how everything's going with Garden's House. I definitely want to stay in contact, so that we can even do more things to help others from here to there. We
yes.
never know what God has in store for
So,
us
yes.
as far as
Mhm.
working together and helping get this mission of hope and resilience out there, because it is. You have to be resilient and have that hope and that faith in God. But
Yeah.
gonna I'm not gonna hold you any longer. I'm gonna go
Uh,
ahead and
I
end for
just
today.
want to say thank you to Pauline. You call her Paul, I call her Pauline. She she um she connects. That's her mission. She connect people with Gardener's House. She connect me with so many people and organization to give us, exposure out there. And if it wasn't her, I would know about you. and I am sure that other people can say that. So I just want to say, because she made sure she put it up in our in our text group and put a clock remind us, you know. So all the ladies and so from Gardeners House, thanks for coming on and support, and we'll continue to support you. And so now we are like sisters organization now. So
Yes, we
yeah.
are. And Paula is amazing. Paula actually sends people my way as well to
Hmm.
share their stories here on Crystal Talks Cancer. When I say that is, God is amazing. Like, she has not only been a support to me, but also to the mission that I have. So I do want to take time and thank you, Paula, for everything that you do and for just being the vessel and allowing God to work through you. And you may
Hmm.
not realize it is a big thing. Like, it is an amazing thing. Because she'll call me and she'll just send me a random text and be like, Crystal, have you heard of this person? I think she'll be really good on her stuff. I want to hear her story, girl. Like, we just like we will we don't talk all the time because of time restraints, and she's always all over the place. I'm like, Paula, you were just over here doing this thing, and I'm looking online, and you're at this ball doing something else. But I love it. I love it. She's showing me how to live, and she's also just showing me how to be used by God. So, Paula, I do want to give you your flowers and tell you thank you as well.
And can I do one plug here?
Uh-huh.
Um, her husband, Rich, we are still we haven't given up because he need a kidney. So anybody who's listening, reach out to Pauline and or to Crystal because her husband is so amazing and he's quiet. He's quite the opposite to Pauline. So we want to let him know we haven't forgotten him and we're still sending up prayers because there is a kidney with his name out there on it. So I want everybody to spread the word
Yeah.
so that because he has to do dialysis every night, you know, and he don't complain. Girl, I'll be there complaining. Lord of mercy, you gotta be laying down here. He doesn't complain. So everybody, let's spread the word and let's send up some prayers that God will provide the kidney for him.
Yes, and if you know anyone who is willing to donate, even if you're not in Connecticut, we got on before, and me and Paula, we talked about this. Even if you're not in Connecticut and you are interested of being a donor, just go and get tested. And
Hmm.
if you are a match, they will take care of whatever needs to be taken care of to make sure that that happens.
Yeah.
So reach out to me, or you can reach out to Maggie, or you can reach out to Paula here on Facebook so that we can kind of be in the loop and move forward with that. And thank you, Maggie, for bringing that up as well, because that is something that definitely needs to be put out there as well. Because, see, it's not just cancer. It's
Hmm.
it's all around health. Like, there's a lot of things with our health here that we have to address and that we need support with. Because I'm I'm not gonna say that it's the same, but I'm sure that a lot of the mental and emotional aspects of what Rich is going through is something that some of us can identify with throughout our journey with cancer,
Hmm.
the mental parts. And, you know, let's uplift one another. And Paula said, Rich says, thank you, Ms. Maggie.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, let's constantly be in prayer for one another and uplift Rich and Paula as well. And, everything that's going on with Crystal Talks Cancer and Gardner's House. So I think that's about it for tonight. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to make sure that yeah, and Paula said, because I knew something else popped up. Paula said you only need one kidney to live, and y'all heard her say this on live. You
Mhm.
only need one kidney to live, so you can spare one. If you're willing to spare one for a greater good, make sure that you reach out to her. Kelly said, "I've been here, but not here. A lot going on over here in Florida, but my love." thoughts and prayers are always with my sisters. Thank you, Kelly, and we are thinking of you and we're praying for you as well. And I think I saw that you just had surgery not too long ago, or maybe I'm thinking about Peggy. But whatever it is, just continue to trust God and know that you are loved. Paula said also, you don't have to be a match. There is a swap program in which you can give a kidney to someone you are a match for, and he'll get a voucher to get a kidney. So that is a whole new thing. Paula, do you want to pop on for a second and explain that to everyone before we leave out? Um, but she said you don't have to be a match. So basically, if you give a kidney, he'll get a voucher to get a kidney. So I guess you're donating in his honor. And Paula probably in her pajamas was like, "Girl, no, I'm not coming on live tonight." I can see she typing there. I already know she. She said if you live in Texas or anywhere else in the United States, they will fly you to Connecticut for free. Yep, see, I told you they'll get you there. So if you're willing to get tested, and if you are, then make sure that is that a yes? You wanna pop on real quick? If so, Paula, send me a invite, and I'll let you in. But we just want to make sure that we're uplifting and supporting each other because
Mhm.
the journey itself is hard enough, and to go through it and your spouse is going through it. I remember going to the luncheon last year. Or was it the year before last? Oh, so yeah, Facebook's doing that thing, Paula, because I don't see you on here to join either. Um, but there was a couple. The wife was going through her journey, and her husband ended up being diagnosed with another type of cancer. So you just never know what people are going through. That's why we have to be kind and we have to give each other grace. And just remember that God has us and that His timing is always perfect. Um, um, it said it couldn't join you, and I don't know why, Paula. Can you do it one more time? Kelly said, "Thank you. I have my last infusion of Keytruda on the 27th, and I get my port removal second week of June. God is good. Just stay strong and positive. You know, there's always a light as long as you continue to fight. Yeah, as long as you continue to fight. Nobody. It's a saying. Uh, my pastor, he did a sermon. No, it wasn't him. It was he did a sermon, but it's a piece of his sermon, and then there's a piece of a message that someone gave, and it basically says no one remembers the person that gave up and didn't see it through. And it's not to say that nobody actually remembers you, but it's if you give up now, you will never know what it is that God is trying to do, or what it is that God has in store for you later. And it may be something that is a blessing to others. So we got to stay in the fight, and we just have to keep being intentional about moving forward and growing and giving ourselves grace. I saw it and it went away. After I pressed it, it said it could not add you, Paula. Facebook is doing a thing tonight. Is it doing? I don't know because I don't see you at the top.
Yeah, it's been giving trouble from the beginning.
Yeah, it's doing something. I don't. Ever since they started to delete the lives after 30 days, everything about the live experience for me has changed. So I am actively working to uh, get all of these lives downloaded and sent over to YouTube. I'm one person and I'm working and still being a mom. and dealing with all of the things. So it's taking me a little bit longer than I thought to get everything situated. But we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna do this a little different at some point because I don't know what Facebook is starting to do something else. Something with it wouldn't even let me give stars.
Mm,
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I have no idea, Paula. But if you have any information that they can use, like any links where they can sign up for anything, please put it in the comments. And again, like she said, there is a voucher program so that even if you are not a match and you want to donate a kidney, please do so. And reach out to Paula. She's in the comments. Y'all see her in the comments. Just send her inbox message and she can give you all the details that you need. Don't forget Gardner's House. Make sure that you're following that and follow Crystal Talks Cancer and this particular page right here, which is my Crystal Smallwoods page. Paula said Rich had a 7 to 9 year wait on the transplant list. I just want to say that you both did a phenomenal job today. Thank you, Paula. But see,
thank
this is
you.
something that you also made happen. So we thank God for you. And we're going to continue to spread all of the love and all of the transparency and even spreading what we need to spread to make sure that Rich gets that kid. Don't forget to tag me and things. So like I told you, I'm not always like scrolling through Facebook because I'm constantly going, but tag me in whatever you need to tag me in to make sure that it gets out there. But for everyone watching, we're going to go ahead and we're going to end. Let me tell y'all the honest truth. Chemo brain is kicking my tail right now. And finding words, I think it's just that I'm exhausted. You know, after a day of anxiety and a hard, heavy cry, a nap is overdue. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and end now. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the stars if you're rewatching this. Just thank you for rewatching. Thank you for sharing. And we will see you back here next Thursday for another episode of Crystal Talks Cancer. Y'all have an amazing night. See y'all later.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for having me.
you
Appreciate it.
for coming, and we will definitely keep in touch.
Yeah, and anybody wants to attend, just come on and grace us with their presence or support group. It's Monday coming up. So you and I, because I have to keep checking in on you to make sure that, you know, I am quite busy, but I will make the time even to send a text to check in on you because sometimes you just need that person to say, "Hey girl, you okay?" And you can say no, and I'm
Like
not
we
gonna
do
say
in therapy where we just sit there and wail and cry.
yeah, yeah, and I'm gonna say, "Go ahead, baby, cry if you have to, get it out. It's okay." Because when you try to stifle that, it stress you out more. So
Yeah, it's
you
draining.
would
It's
cry and so,
definitely
and then
draining.
yeah. And as I said to those of you listening, you're gonna lose people and you're gonna gain people. So as I said to Crystal early, we were chatting. There are people that comes into your life for a reason, and then there are those for a season, and then there are those for life. So when the season and the reason is finished, they have to leave. So don't be upset, yeah?
Yeah, don't be
But
upset.
there are those for life. You may not see them often, but they're right there. So that's how we're gonna live. If you haven't been living that way, that's how we're gonna continue to this journey. Okay.
All
Love you
right.
guys.
Love you
Thanks,
too.
Jai family.
All right. Good
Good
night.
night.